Hey there, what's going on? It's Lisa here, Raw Food for Kids. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be making some pesto sauce, but I'm going to be making it nut-free and also dairy-free, no cheese, and also oil-free. So just a real nice, healthy, low-fat, raw vegan pesto sauce. Traditionally, pesto is, of course, basil. But a lot of times people mix basil or use you could use spinach or kale and make like a kale pesto or spinach pesto and do like half and half. Usually it has Parmesan cheese, extra virgin olive oil, garlic, a little salt, a little pepper, lemon juice, and I think this is about it. So for mine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a lot of fresh basil. This was just a pack here that I bought. I'm starting to grow some. 2.5 ounces. Just a really good handful. I mean, this is going to wilt down to, like, shrivel down to nothing once it's blended up. And I use the stems and everything. I'm just going to give this a rough chop because I'm going to make this right in the food processor. Then I'm going to use some fresh lemon. For the cheese, I'm going to use Nutritional yeast, and this is going to give it a little cheesy flavor. It's also going to thicken it as Parmesan would. And then, instead of oil, I'm just going to use water. It should emulsify because of the Nutritional yeast. And then, I actually didn't have any fresh garlic, used a little fresh garlic, but I've got some garlic salt, so that's just going to give it a nice mild garlic flavor. And also a little salt and pepper. So that's it. So let's make this in the food processor. I have a KitchenAid food processor. A lot of people ask me which food processor I have. And it seems to work good. To be honest, I don't really use the food processor all that much. I use the Vitamix blender a couple times a day. I use the food processor, honestly, if I'm lucky, once a month. I really don't use it that often. I just prefer the blender. You can do everything in that Vitamix. So, I just gave that like a rough chop. I'm putting all that basil in here. Then I am going to put, let's see, I'll measure all this. So it's 2.5 ounces of basil, just a good huge handful. And let's do a half a cup of Nutritional yeast, which you can find, you know, never really looked at the local grocery store. Whole Foods has it in bulk, which is nice. Most health food stores have it. And to be honest with you, I think it's gaining popularity. So you probably could find it in your regular grocery store. Okay, so I got a half a cup of Nutritional yeast. And this stuff is so good for you. I mean, I'm telling you, it's got, like, a lot of vitamins, and everybody's wondering about protein. It's got a lot of protein. I'm going to put a little pinch of black pepper. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic salt. Also, the garlic mixed with, like, nuts. If you wanted to add some nuts, you could put walnuts in here. You could do pine nuts. You could do cashews. Any of those work well. If you throw in a little extra handful of, like, let's say walnuts or pine nuts with the garlic, that actually gives it almost a Parmesan-y kind of texture. So you can kind of double up on the nuts, and that would be another substitute if you don't want to use Nutritional yeast for Parmesan. But I don't want all that fat from the nuts. So I'm starting off with a quarter of a lemon, 1/4 of the lemon. Get that seed out. I think I'm gonna, these are kind of small lemons, see? That's half of one. I think I'm gonna do another 1/4. Let's do, so a half of a lemon. And this is just a taste. This is just, the acidity just, wakes everything up, freshens it up. And actually, last time I made pesto, I didn't have any lemon, so I just used a little bit of, apple cider vinegar, and it actually worked delicious. Couldn't even tell a difference. Alright, so let's just whiz this up, and then I'm going to add in some water. Here, we'll measure just for recipe purposes. Okay, I got this half a cup full, but I'll see how much I use. I'm just going to turn this on. That's why I wanted to use the food processor. I'm just going to make it to a pesto consistency. scrape this down. Where's my spatula? There we go. Let's just give this a little scrape. And then, yeah, I'm just going to do like a little pasta pesto with vegetables. But this also makes a really nice dipping sauce, too. It's a beautiful color. Great way to use up some basil if you got growing. Yeah, so this is probably good. So I used a 1/4 cup of water. Actually, let me taste it, and then I'll let you see it. Here. Pesto. See how it tastes for seasoning. Doesn't need any more salt. I might put a pinch too much salt in there. It's pretty good. I think I need a little more lemon juice, actually. So this is all to taste, you know? Oh, my lemon seeds. So anyways, this is just basically like, I know some of you are going to say, it's not pesto, but it's a really good alternative. And you mix this up with your pasta or your vegetables, you know, you could use zucchini noodles for pasta or like quinoa pasta if you want cooked pasta, and you put it over your vegetables, and it's just a really good little substitute. So here you go. I'm just going to whiz this a little bit longer, but I'm not going to keep you. And yeah, just a little like a basil sauce. And also really good if you wanted it kind of sweet, you could throw in some corn. And corn and basil is just awesome. It'd be like a corn basil, kind of creamy. That would make a ooh, I might do that actually. That sounds really good. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to always eat happy foods. And leave me a comment. Don't forget to like the videos and subscribe if you haven't. And come find me on some social media. You can find me at Raw Food for Kids on Facebook, as well as Everyday Happy Foods on Facebook, and then Instagram at Everyday Happy Foods, and then also a new website that my partner and I have is everydayhappyfoods.com. And make sure to sign up for the free blog. Every Tuesday we put out a blog sent to your email, and just with some cool recipes or tips or whatever we have on thinking of for that week. And it's just a great way that we can stay connected. So thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you real soon. Take care.